How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lo4f, and today I'm going to go and do the mission called a gift horse, which is to unlock. It sounds like it'd be a goddamn professional, but yeah, it's to unlock the step pike, and it's on the Institute map. I'm going to start from the Crossroads map because there isn't a garage on the Institute map. So the route I'm going to take, kind of leave the garage, turn right, cut across the rail tracks, and then at this point I was going to. Well, I nipped down and grabbed the trailer. But I've ended up cutting this part out because I didn't want the video to be too long. But I'm going to the Institute gateway from the Crossroads map. You can do it from the Heartlands map. When I'm on the Institute map, I'll kind of show you the route that I'm taking on there, and you can I'll show sort of the both gateways. Yeah, and then for this one, I'm taking the Zikz. Mainly the reason why, and that's why I got the maintenance trailer as well. I just collectively wanted to have as many repair points and fuel and everything as possible. Not just for fixing the step pike, but just in general, because there's no garage and stuff on that map. I just wanted to take as much stuff as possible. And yeah, the Zikz, it's got its own roof rack. I've got the van repair body on it. Now I've got the maintenance trailer and a goddamn horse. I could theoretically have put another loaf on kind of the van body. Yeah, so on the Institute map, from the Crossroads gateway, I'm going to take a right pretty much as soon as I set off down the road. That's the gateway. If you came from the Heartlands map, you'd kind of connect to how I'm drawing it now. Carry on up that road, scoot around the water. This bridge is out, so I'm going to kind of pick some route across there. And then yeah, that's the step pike just there. So after that broken bridge, it's pretty simple really. If you first get onto the Institute map, you could see I could have took. There's like a main road running up the middle of the map really. I just kind of diverted myself on a little bit of a rougher path. Just I don't know, because I kind of felt like I wanted to. Yeah, strictly speaking, you could go the simpler route though and just keep going straight now. I originally started this mission tonight. I got John out the Azov 64131 or whatever it's called, and I'm trying to think. I got to the trailer store on the Crossroads map, and yeah, I like John's a solid vehicle in this game, but it's just too painfully slow. And even though the Zikz isn't much faster, but it's a little bit faster. I don't know what it is. Every time, like, John just feels too slow to where within 10 and 20 seconds I just already feel like, oh god. It's the Tatran, for example, is another one that the Tatran's obviously a beast in this game. It's got ridiculous amounts of grip, it's nice and weighty, it can tow a lot of stuff and all that, but it's just too slow for me to travel long distance. And yeah, so I basically aborted that mission, recovered to the garage, and then got this Zikz out. I've noticed as well now, I don't know how long it's been doing it, but I don't really use the van bodies that often. But they're kind of colour-coded with a truck now. That's why I went for a bright red in the end. I'm sure they used to be just green no matter what colour you painted your vehicle. And then when I was cutting along here, I've said this before in other videos, like there's a couple of downed trees here that are the sort that they don't disappear once you run over them. But yeah, I've said like everything catches too much on this phase since they've updated it. Like I've got caught on these bunch of trees now. It's not the end of the world, it's not like I had to sit here for too long. But this is like the Zikz, it's one of the meatiest vehicles in the game. It's got nice big tyres and all the rest of it. But yeah, you just catch on these trees too much. If you knock trees over, you catch on them. These ones you do, and then even occasionally kind of like the bushes that sort of rip out of the ground, you can catch on them. So hopefully, I don't know, I won't hold my breath, but I'd kind of like it if they tone that back a bit, because just how instantly when I was driving over them, like I got hooked with the Zikz. It's basically, they're sort of bordering on the equivalent of like a tree stump just sticking out of the ground, and there's not really a lot you can do about it. And generally speaking, it used to be quite fun to just run over trees, because not even the ones that are living. I wonder about like the dead ones laying on the floor as well, just because, I don't know, it's an off-roading game, you see a load of trees lying down, you run over them. But yeah, there's just not even reward for doing so. It just punishes you every time. And if a vehicle like this is getting caught that easily, and then eventually, as you've seen, like I managed to get my Zikz tyres over it, just kind of like jiggling back left and right, but then the tree got caught between the Zikz and my maintenance trailer, and then I couldn't really do a lot. I was just kind of reversing left and right again, kind of wedged myself around to a 90-degree angle and got out of there. But yeah, I don't know, doesn't feel like you're accomplishing anything. It feels like you're just getting, not even your ass kicked, but it's just unfairly being like, nope, you're getting punished for running over that tree. Which kind of makes you want to avoid everything in this phase, particularly. Like, I mean, I'm driving along the roads now because that's just kind of one of the routes there, but like I said, I mapped it out to where I'll drive along the rougher route just instead of being like pure road driving for 95% of the way or whatever. And yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say I regret taking this route, but just little things like that, it sort of makes you think, bloody hell. Is it like, and that's with the Zikz. If I brought a lesser vehicle that sits a bit lower and all the rest of it, it probably would have and could have caught me up even worse. Kind of back on the road now, so again, this is a pretty easy vehicle to get, really. It only sort of took me a little while to get to the point where I'd even found it, because I was just the various videos that I wanted to get out sooner rather than later. And yeah, by the time I got round to the exploring the Institute map, though, it's overall this map, it's definitely a step up from Crossroads. Again, I keep getting Crossroads and Heartlands mixed up, but yeah, Crossroads, the first map. But still, overall, I do quite like this map. I still think, in the scheme of things, it's a shame they don't put a garage on here, even if you had to do some missions or a contract or whatever to build the garage, so even if you didn't have it unlocked at first. Or even, yeah, just if they kind of, even if you don't specifically work towards building the garage, if just like one of the final contracts they unlock a garage, just because in the long run I'm probably going to be on this map less than the others, just because to even go on this map you've got to spawn everything on one of the other maps, and there's not a trailer store next to the garage, so then you've got to go off to the trailer store, which isn't necessarily in the direction of the gateways. So by the time you get, just to get to this map, you're talking sort of 10-15 minutes or whatever. Yeah, and then it's just always been the case where, and then if you have, like, something happens, if you roll, you've now got to either recover back to one of the other maps, or send a truck in from one of the other maps. If you run out of fuel, it's just, everything's like, instead of just being allowed to play around on the map, you kind of have to spend half your time just getting to the map. There's another bridge out in this game. They seem to like bridges, although I don't think you're ever going to get the chance to build that one back. I quite like cutting through the river there, though. It's not that bad either. I think there was, funny enough, one of those bloody dead trees laying around there, but yeah, even if that bridge was built, I'd probably still cut across that river a little bit. But yeah, like this building section on the right, they could easily just make that like a garage at some point. Or as an alternative, I've mentioned it a little while back, but they could even make just the gateway a kind of de facto garage, in the sense of, like, imagine if you just click on the gateway, whether it's going back to Crossroads or Heartlands, and go through your list of vehicles, either spawn a vehicle at the gateway, or even if you just want to recover your vehicles off this map, like say if I had 5 vehicles on this map, to recover them all back to Crossroads, I'll have to recover one, it's going to do the loading screen to Crossroads, then I've got to do the loading screen back to this map, and then recover the second one, and it's a lot of faffing around. Just having a garage makes everything a lot smoother and neater, really. Yeah, that bridge is out as well, but there's a mission to fix that at some point. But cutting across the river there, the Zikz sits pretty tall anyway. Worst case, I was going to do the zombie winch with a loaf. Always got a goddamn horse for backup. I couldn't resist, I wanted to run over that little post there. Less annoying than the tree stumps, I'll give them that. They kind of sit just short enough where you don't really catch, unless you're probably in like a really low vehicle. And then yeah, just after that bridge that there's a mission for, the step pike's kind of just down here on the left, really. And then I was a few edits here, just because I kept on an hour in like which set of repairs do I want to use it from, the maintenance trailer, the van body, the Zikz, or the loafs or whatever. In the end, I got the yellow loaf that was already there from when I was exploring the map. I used 300 points from that, and then I think I did the rest of the points from the Zikz roof rack thing. And then yeah, bit of fuel. Repair points, you need 521, I believe. So if you took 2 loafs, that would be 600, or yeah, a van repair body's got 800, so that's enough. The fuel was 200 fuel, so strictly speaking, like the loaf on the roof of my Zikz, it'd have 120 in its roof rack and then 80, so that'd just clear it. But yeah, again, I use the Zikz roof rack, and then yeah, this is it. It's unlocked. You only get like 1,300 for doing the mission, but strictly speaking, you do get this vehicle for free, so it's probably worth 100, 150 odd grand. I forgot to look what they're priced it at. And yeah, it's just a quick little 10-15 seconds there driving around it, but overall it feels like a pretty decent vehicle. I definitely think it's worth getting. Obviously, it's, if you're on this phase, you sort of get it as part of the phase. It's not like an extra DLC or anything, so it's kind of worth getting anyway. But yeah, it's one of them that feels like I will actually use it here, there and everywhere. It doesn't feel like you're just gonna make a quick video about it and then that's it, it'll gather dust in the garage. I was just showing you quickly there, the that prototype trailer, the wheels had sank into the ground. It's just what I was saying the other day about the, and then look, the loaf wheel sank in as well, which he got out of there. But I'll just say, just be careful, because if you leave some vehicles around, they sometimes can like just drop through the floor in this kind of, it's not proper tarmac. Yeah, that's about it for today though. I hope you've enjoyed, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, thanks to my Patreon members. Get yourself a loaf because he's a beast, and I'll be back soon.